So tell me about we kind of discussed it, but it's kind of weird, I guess, as your dad to ask you about it. But you can tell everybody that's watching, all just 12,000 people. What was the inspiration for the album that you guys put together?
Well, I went to a concert at the Orpheum in Memphis for the band Camino, which is a local. They were local. They all went to University of Memphis, and a couple of them went to ECS High School. Graduated in Memphis, lived in Memphis, grew up in Memphis, and then they went on to have this pretty successful career. They may not be like A-listers, they're not Taylor Swift breaking Ticketmaster, but I mean they sold out the Orpheum, and they sell out theaters and various other arenas around the country. I went because I've been listening to them for a couple years, saw what they did, listened to the songs, realized that the songs weren't necessarily just eye-opening musical skill playing, but like they were catchy, they were clean, they were marketable, and they were just fun. And I saw everybody in the room singing their songs at the top of their lungs, and I just thought, man, I really think me and Noah could write songs like this and do something like this. Like, I don't think it'd be, not that it's not hard, but I think that we are capable of doing that. And the next day we had a gig at a nature center for like $100, and I got a ticket on the way there, so I was in the hole like $80 by the time we got there. And I just asked him, would you want to maybe try and do this whole music thing for a living? Because we've been told for years that remember me when you're famous, and now we're gonna actually try to get famous.
Yeah. It's really interesting too, because like Austin and I through college, we were doing like Southern gospel stuff and choir stuff, and I was doing bluegrass stuff, and so this whole album was completely different musically than anything else that we'd ever really done before. Yeah. But at the same time, like me growing up through high school and stuff doing music, I always really wanted a band that was kind of more poppy, alternative style. And so the way that it's kind of come to fruition has been kind of interesting. Like when you told me, hey, you want to just start a band, I was like, yeah, let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. So now we're a band, quote unquote.
Well, I mean, in some ways, you've taken some steps further than other people. I mean, you technically have gotten produced, and you have an album, and I mean, that's steps further than a lot of folks. It's interesting to me. I've discussed this with at least you, Austin, before, and people have heard me complain about it on here, and it's why I have the interest in the recording studio and everything. That people that are very talented. And I'm not saying, and this is definitely not you guys. Y'all are taking it to the next level. But a lot of people, Terry Bell's an example, that are very talented. They never take it to the commercial level. That they're better than most of the people you hear on the radio, and people don't know about them. Don't know how to pull the trigger to go to that next step. So I think y'all are young enough, and you're very talented. That it's definitely something that can happen for you.
Yeah. Well, I think it's not lost on us that this is going to take a lot of time if we want to actually do it. And obviously we have, our working lives that we have to maintain our livelihood while we still do this. But this is the time to do it because there's not much to risk here. I don't have any kids right now. He doesn't have any kids right now. We're not leaving, 6-figure jobs to try and do this. This is kind of our opportunity to really give it a shot. And like you said, we've been told, we're one of those couple of those guys that's been told that we're good enough to do it. Why not at least try? Yeah, that's my thought process.
The way I look at it kind of too is that like on top of the band stuff and like learning how to market ourselves, that's also skills that we can apply elsewhere in jobs and things like that too. So even if we do bust, in the musical sense and decide to call it quits with NA, which I don't plan on doing.
But it'll be a good learning experience.
It'll be a great learning experience regardless.
Yeah. So.